Another very good preseason game for the Toronto Maple Leafs as they beat the Ottawa Senators again, 4-1, again. And they're now 2-0, like we said, in preseason here, guys. And yes, some of you guys in the comments caught my third inning, which I have no idea when the heck I said it. You guys caught it. So I told you it's preseason for me too. But anyways, guys, the story of today's game was not really about Austin Matthews and seeing, you know, Patrick Marleau or anything. Today was not really about that. Today was about seeing Freddie Andersen in his first preseason game and see how he looked. I thought he was great. We'll get to him in a second. And the other one was seeing some of the younger guys and some of the new faces. What I mean by that, Jeremy Bracco, obviously now 21 years of age. You know, he's really kind of at that stage in his career now that he's got to start making some moves to the NHL. Now, he's only 21. I get it. I'm not saying he's done, but I'm just saying, you know, he's had that full year in the AHL. I think this year he's going to have play almost every single game. I mean, depending how he plays, I guess. But all things, you know, going into place, I think Bracco's going to have a full year with the Marlies, and I think it's going to be great for him. And who else are we seeing today? Well, newest Leaf Par Lindholm, most likely the bottom's fourth line center for this team, and I thought he was fantastic. He was faster than I expected. You know, he was pretty good on the draws. He looked like he fit in. You know, and he's never really played, I mean, on American ice. Or he probably has, but not in a very long time. He didn't play here last year, bottom line. And it comes over and he doesn't miss a beat. He was great. I thought he was fantastic. I mean, it's a preseason game. It's hard to tell. But from what I saw today, I was impressed. Now, the big one today, Timothy Liljegren, Rasmus Sandin, former first-round picks for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Liljegren last year and Sandin this past draft. Both in the first round, both defensemen, both Swedish. Interesting, and they get paired on the same D-line in this game. And I thought they were fantastic. I think Liljegren's got a little bit better over the summer. I think he's looking great going into the camp this year, and I think he's going to have a fantastic year with the Marlies. Rasmus Sandin, he's probably going to be playing over in, I think it was Rögle in Sweden. But from what I saw from those two guys, there was one moment in this game where they were in the Ottawa zone for what, at least a minute, and both guys had probably 2 shot opportunities each. Tells you the kind of players they are. They didn't, again, like Lindholm, they didn't look lost. They looked right at home, and they just looked solid out there. Now, it's one preseason game. It's hard to get a gist of what they are, really, but you get a little taste. I like what I saw. So, like I said, Freddie Andersen was the main thing, I guess, when it comes to, you know, today's game. And he got the start for 2 periods. We saw in yesterday's game that McElhaney and Sparks went right in the half of the game. They pretty much switched. Today, you know, Calvin Pickard's probably not going to be on the Leafs this year if he's even on the holy smokes. Even if he's in the organization, he'll probably be with the Marlies down there in the AHL. So Freddie Andersen plays the first 2 periods, and then Calvin Pickard comes out there for the third. And Freddie Andersen, guys, in those 2 periods, looked solid. Faced 19 shots, made 19 saves. He was fantastic. His positioning was well. His rebound control was great. He looked calm in the net. And that's key, right? For Freddie, he's not a very sporadic guy like I talked about Garrett Sparks. But what I saw from Freddie today, I thought he was really, you know, he looked composed in the net. You know, and I think that's going to be something we're going to look at early in the year when it comes to Freddie Andersen. The last 2 Octobers he has had, he hasn't been good. A save percentage under 900 if you combine those 2. That's not good at all. But somehow, at the end of both seasons, he ends with a .918 save percentage both years. And I thought he was spectacular. I thought he was really, really good in this game. You know, it's just something you got to build on moving forward. And kind of, if he can head into the regular season playing like this, I think we might see a different Freddie Andersen this year, but again, you never know. Now let's break down this game as it is, right? Because the Leafs won 4-1, so let's talk about that. All right, nothing really happens in the first period, just a bunch of goaltending, you know, 7-6 in shots in favor of the Senators. Not a very offensive, I guess, period, but it's 0-0 after 1. And we're going to go about, 4:15 into the second period. Guys, coming into the game, Austin Matthews, Patrick Marleau, and Tyler Ennis was that first line, obviously with William Nylander's contract not done yet. Tyler Ennis is Mike Babcock's choice for right now to get a look at him on that first line. And I thought he was great. People can look at Tyler Ennis and say, oh, he's not like he was back in Buffalo. Was he good today? Oh, yeah. His legs were going. He looked energetic. He looked ready to go. Again, like I've said over and over about these other guys, he didn't look lost. He's in a totally new system, but he looked like he never skipped a beat. Obviously scored 2 goals. I mean, one late and then an empty netter. But a great play on that goal. We'll get to that in a second. Yes, he doesn't get an assist on this first goal, but he created part of it, right? He was behind the net, circled around, waited, saw Zaitsev back at the point, goes back to the point. Zaitsev fires it into Austin Matthews. He kind of off balance, so he kind of like pokes it to Patrick Marleau, who almost gives it right back to Matthews, who somehow finds his balance, gets the puck on his stick, and roofs it for his first of the preseason. A beautiful tic-tac-toe from Marleau and Austin Matthews. I guess a give and go, really, from those two guys. And the Leafs lead 1-0. And then we go to the third period, guys, just under 10 minutes in. A great job by Jeremy Bracco getting on the breakaway, or more or less, it depends what you consider a breakaway. Is there any defense in front of him? No. So you can call that a breakaway if you want, but you can also say, well, it's about the angles and all. Look, in my eyes, it was a breakaway for Jeremy Bracco. If not, so be it, whatever. And he very patiently slides it past the goalie, 5-hole, his first of the preseason. I thought he looked really, really good today as well, and that gave the Leafs the 2-0 lead. Now, late in the game, 6.5 minutes to go, they score on a power play. Oh well, makes it 2-1. And like I said, 3 minutes after that, Tyler Ennis does an emphatic job, just a great job in this one. I'm just going to look something up here, guys. Bear with me. Yeah, I mean, he gets the turnover, right? And then just curls to the middle and doesn't waste any time, doesn't try anything fancy, just rifles it into the top cheese, baby. Bar down, and that made it 3-1 and give the Leafs that 2-0 victory. Yeah, so, or I guess the 3-1 lead, if you want to call that 2-goal lead. I just took a look at Jeremy Bracco's goal here, and it was a pass from Rosen, but in the end, when he got the puck on his stick, he's on a breakaway, technically. So that's where I'm okay. But that gave the Leafs the 3-1 lead, and then, just with 21 seconds to play, obviously Leafs up 2. Empty net. Tyler Ennis slots it in the empty net, and Patrick Marleau grabs the assist on that goal. So Tyler Ennis got a 2-goal game. Yeah, it's an empty netter, but it doesn't matter. You got to seal the deal somehow. And Bracco's goal was unassisted. Ennis's first goal was unassisted, and Matthews with the goal. Marleau had a couple points. Zaitsev with an assist. Great job overall by the Leafs. Now, you've seen the Sens for 2. You've beat them pretty much single-handedly. Now, everyone's going to say, well, you didn't play the full Sens team. Well, the Sens didn't play the full Leafs team, so there's no argument there. We were sitting a whole line. They were sitting a whole line. Vice versa yesterday. And the Leafs won both 4-1. All right, so next up for the Leafs, they take on the, what is this, Friday against the Buffalo Sabres. Going to be very interesting for Tyler Ennis facing the Sabres. Obviously, he's probably played them before when he was in Minnesota, I think it was. But Freddie Anderson's expected to go here against Carter Hutton in that game on Friday night. It's a 7:30 puck drop there. I'm assuming it's is it the first game at the ACC? Scotiabank Arena. I got to get used to that, guys. I'm not a huge fan of that name. But like Rogers Center, we'll get used to it. All right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and you guys enjoyed the game today. Smack the like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below, guys. What'd you think of the game? Who were you impressed with? Who were you not so impressed with? What'd you think of Freddie's performance? And also, 2-4-1 wins to start off the preseason. Read anything into it? Probably not. But what we have seen from our regular NHLers, they've looked good. But again, it's only 2 preseason games. You can't bank a season on that. All right? So like I said, guys, hit that like button, all that subscribe button, all that comment stuff. It's fantastic to read all your guys' comments in depth about the Leafs and what your guys' expectations are for the year and all that stuff. Evan and I will talk to you guys on Friday, podcast edition. Link is in the description. Wow. Link is in the description, guys, for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes. There we go. Twitter is also down below, guys. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff, and I will talk to you guys shortly. Jays edition as they lost 2-1 to the Orioles, and then we'll talk to you guys Leafs edition on Friday night, 7:30 puck drop at Scotiabank Arena, as the Leafs take on the Buffalo Sabres in their third preseason game. They look to keep rolling, and let's take some more positives out of that game against the Sabres. Talk to you guys then.